A welder who had around 10,000 USD stock worth of stock he had. The next day, June 12, 2026, it's become almost a million, 880 USD. Along with him, there is 4,200 people become a millionaires. I'm talking about the SpaceX IPO, where everyone talk about how Elon Musk become a world first trillionaire, but they didn't talk about how others um, along with him become a millionaires, who are the employees, current employees and former employees of SpaceX. So around 4,200 people who 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 has the stock which now valued more than a million. 400 of them holding the stock more than 100 million. So I didn't see this news anywhere else as much as they have been talking about how large a trillion will be, like how many lorries or how many trucks you needed, or how many homes he can buy with that, or how many times you can put the notes around the sun. These are the assumption and funny news I see that, but I don't see anywhere else how many of people they have created wealth along with that. So this IPO, when it's launched, it valued 136 USD per share, around 556 million stock are listed to raise the uh, capital worth of 75 million, a billion, which they have did. And the end of that day, um, the stock went up to 176. That's mean the company value went above the 2 trillion. So the interesting news is these staff, they cannot sell their stocks because there is a lockup period. Lockup period is going from 90 days to 3 months to 180 days to 6 months. So these days, whoever they are having this stock, they cannot sell in the market. But generally, what we will think, when you have this much of stock suddenly is valued at a high as this, we will think most of them rush to sell that. But what was happened at the first day, half of the staffs, around more than a 2,000 staff, they have bought more shares, which is valued more than a 1 billion. Staffs who are already working, already having these shares and already becoming the millionaires, they cannot sell it for 90 days or 180 days, but they are buying more. So they are valuing, or they have a confident that these stocks will grow more than the value now. So this is the one story. How these staffs are getting this much of stocks? This program called ESOP, Employee Stock Ownership Plan. So most of the startups now that they start to providing um, these stocks. Um, the the famous example which I can remember, when WhatsApp bought by Facebook, a lot of people become a millionaires. Also, if you see the Google CEO Sundar Pichai. He's a billion now. Most of the wealth come from his um, stocks that being allocated every month or every quarter of the year, um, which is the alphabet Google's shares. Or the Tim Cook, he is also one of the billionaires. Apart from his salary and compensation and the package, so he is getting every month or every quarter a percentage of the shares. To these kind of intensive, they are giving to the staff, uh, especially the company who are in a startup, um, to give the motivation and um, to give them a sense of ownership, because that is the big difference when you are working in the company. If you are working as a staff, you will contribute, but if you feel that you also own that, then that responsibility, along with that your effort, uh, uh, will uh, will give the more result to the company. That is the belief they have. So that's why this ESOP is becoming famous now. So these are the staffs who are become millionaires actually until 90 days to 180 days, based on their each and everyone has a different lockup period maybe. So they cannot take a use of that money, they cannot utilize that money, they are the paper millionaires. But what they can do, they can do and pledge their stock, because now that stocks are publicly tradable, so they can pledge that stock, and they can borrow the money from the normal retail banks against that value of the stock or the percentage of the value of that stock. So this is the first time in the history. There's a in 12 June 2026, lot of historical event happen at once. For example, that is the first time company valued more than 1 trillion and is listed in the public market. There are already companies, Nvidia, Google, Apple, more than 1 trillion, but those are listed very much lower valuation than they grown up to this level. But when SpaceX listed, it's valued around 1.3 trillion. So that is the one historical event. Another historical event, that Elon Musk becoming a trillionaire, world first trillionaire, that is the another historic event. Then one more historic event, around 4,200 people becoming millionaires in a single day, and 400 of them valued more than 100 million. Among that 4,200, 400 of them having their stock which is valued more than 100 million. So these are the value creation happened. So this kind of stock compensation or stock allocations happened in OpenAI, Anthropic, which is going to listed in coming months in stock market. So my curiosity is, will OpenAI, Anthropic listing will create more millionaires than SpaceX in a single day, or it will beat all the records? Of course, the first two records cannot be beat, because that has happened in one time in history. Like company listed more than a company value and listed in the stock market more than a 1 trillion, and somebody becoming trillionaire. That is happening um, one time in the history. But to creating more billionaires in a single day, maybe will happen 2 times in this year if Anthropic or OpenAI both are listing within this year. So if you like this kind of content, kindly subscribe, like and share and comment, of course. Thank you.